Have you ever caught yourself pausing at the mirror and wondering, how did time move so quickly? Or watch someone your age bending with ease, walking briskly, still sharp in conversation, and quietly asked, how are they still doing that? Aging touches all of us, but not in the same way. For some, the years bring limitations, a slowing down, a quiet shrinking of the world around them. But for others, something remarkable happens. They keep doing things most 80-year-olds have long stopped trying. And it's not luck, it's not magic, it's a reflection of something deeper. Strength that's been maintained, habits that were never let go, and a quiet refusal to fade. Today we're going to explore this idea, not with numbers or lectures, but through 8 simple, powerful signs. These are things that most people at 80 can no longer do. But if you still can, even just a few, you may be aging in reverse without even realizing it. These abilities speak of resilience of a body and mind that are still very much alive, responsive, and capable. So stay with me. Not because you have something to prove, but because you deserve to know just how strong you still are. You might be surprised at what your body and your spirit are still holding on to. Let's begin with the first quiet signal that aging hasn't slowed you down. Not just yet. Sign 1, stand up without using hands. If you're over 80 and can still rise from a chair without using your hands, pause for a moment. Not just to appreciate the ease of the movement, but to honor what it truly represents. At first glance, it may seem like nothing, just getting up. But this simple act is quietly profound. It tells the world that your legs still carry strength. Your core still holds stability, and your nervous system is still sharp enough to coordinate it all. And beyond the physical mechanics, it speaks of something deeper. Independence, freedom, a silent, powerful defiance of time itself. You see, for many people, the decline doesn't come all at once. It starts subtly. One day, they push off a chair with their hands. A few months later, they use the armrest every time. Eventually, the movement becomes a struggle, and that's when fear creeps in. Fear of falling, fear of needing help, fear of losing the small freedoms we once took for granted. But if you're still standing up on your own, no hands, no hesitation, you are holding on to something precious, functional power, and a rare kind of youthfulness that many 80-year-olds have quietly surrendered. Let me tell you about Geraldine. She's 84 now, living in a little cottage just outside of Minneapolis. Last winter, she noticed herself bracing against the table every time she got up. It just snuck up on me, she said. Then one morning, she stumbled trying to stand and nearly fell. That moment shook her, but instead of letting fear win, she made a decision. Just 10 minutes a day every morning, she started doing slow squats by her kitchen sink and seated leg lifts during her favorite radio show. Within a few weeks, she could stand tall again. No hands, no fear, just strength and pride. So today, if you get up from a chair and your hands never touch the armrest, if your legs take over and rise with purpose, I want you to know this. You're not just maintaining your strength, you're aging in reverse, you're defying the slow, quiet slide into dependency. That's something to treasure, to celebrate, and to protect. Comment the number 1 below if you can still do it, because it's not just a movement, it's a message. Your body still works for you. And that is a rare and beautiful thing. Sign 2, walk briskly without fatigue. You can still walk at a brisk pace without needing to stop and catch your breath. That may sound like a small thing, but it's one of the clearest signs that your body is still working with remarkable harmony. In fact, walking speed, something so simple and natural, has been shown in multiple studies to predict longevity more accurately than some medical tests. When you move quickly and with purpose, it means your heart is strong, your lungs are taking in and delivering oxygen efficiently, and your muscles in balance are keeping pace with your will. It's not just about physical fitness, it's a quiet declaration that life still pulses through every part of you. Think about your own steps. Can you walk fast enough to catch a green light? Could you cross the street or chase a bus if you needed to? Or do you find yourself hesitating, taking shorter steps, or slowing down without realizing it? That's what happened to Harold, age 80. For most of his life, he was always on the move. A teacher, a volunteer, a grandfather who never missed a soccer game. But one morning he noticed something different. He set out for his usual morning walk and found himself pausing halfway down the block, not because he was tired, but because something inside him had changed. It felt like I had lost part of my rhythm, he said. But instead of giving in, Harold made a quiet promise to himself. Each morning he pushed just a little farther. First to the mailbox, then around the block, then up the hill near the park. After a few weeks, his body began to respond. His breath came easier. His legs moved with more confidence. And more than that, his spirit lifted. I felt like I got a part of myself back, he told me, because that's the beauty of walking briskly. It's not just motion, it's momentum. It tells you your body is still energized, your systems are still in sync, and you are in many ways aging backward. So here's something to try. Walk 20 feet, just 20, as if you're late to meet someone you love. Can you do it without feeling winded or unsteady? If you can comment the number 2 below, because that simple act says something powerful. Your heart, your lungs, your muscles, and your will, they're still carrying you forward, and they're doing it beautifully. Sign 3, balance on one foot for 10 seconds. You can stand on one foot for 10 seconds without holding on to anything. At first, it might remind you of a childhood game, something playful and light. But don't be fooled that this simple act is one of the most powerful indicators of how gracefully your body and brain are aging together. Balance isn't just about avoiding a fall, it's your muscles, your eyes, your inner ear, and your nervous system all speaking to each other in real time. And when that connection stays strong into your 80s, it speaks volumes. Think of balance as the quiet guardian of your independence. The ability to stay upright and stable affects everything, from putting on pants in the morning to catching yourself if you stumble. In fact, research shows that seniors who can still balance well tend to live longer, suffer fewer injuries, and maintain a deeper sense of confidence in their everyday movements. Let me tell you about Ellen, who just turned 82. One morning she was brushing her teeth when she noticed something she hadn't paid attention to before. She was gripping the counter not out of habit but out of necessity. When did I start needing this support, she asked herself. That moment stayed with her. It wasn't fear that hit her. It was clarity. She decided to do something gentle but powerful every morning. She'd balance on one foot while brushing her teeth, starting with one hand, lightly resting on the wall. Day by day, her steadiness returned. A week passed, then 2, and suddenly Ellen could hold her balance with ease. Arms free, shoulders proud. That one change transformed not just how she stood, but how she carried herself through the rest of the day. Balance isn't just a physical skill. It's a symbol. It says your brain is firing sharp, your reflexes are alert, and your muscles are still playing their part. So here's something you can try right now. Stand near a counter or chairlift, one foot a few inches off the ground, and count slowly to 10. Can you hold steady without grabbing anything? If you can, go ahead and type 3 in the comments. Because that simple moment of stillness is more than just a test. It's a reminder that your body still listens, your mind still leads, and you're doing far better than most people even realize. Sign 4, get down and up from the floor. You can still get down on the floor and, more importantly, get back up again without needing help. That might sound like a small thing, maybe even a little ordinary, but in truth, it's one of the most powerful signs of full body health and aging. Well, this movement isn't just about strong legs or flexible joints. It's a quiet but profound coordination between your muscles, your balance, your mobility, and your confidence. If all of those still work together smoothly, you're not just maintaining function, you're preserving freedom. So many people past a certain age start avoiding the floor, not because they don't want to sit with their grandchildren or stretch in the living room, but because they quietly worry. What if I can't get back up? That fear, even when unspoken, begins to shape behavior. Little by little, it leads to sitting more, moving less, and slowly drifting away from the natural movements our bodies were once so comfortable with. But here's the truth: that ability doesn't disappear overnight. It slips away when we stop practicing it. Take Margaret, 84. One morning, her grandson brought over a puzzle and dropped to the carpet with excitement. Margaret paused. She smiled, but inside she felt hesitation. Not from lack of desire, but from doubt. What if I can't get back up, she thought. That night, instead of brushing the thought aside, she made a decision. She began gently practicing by her bed. Kneeling, shifting weight, rising slowly. She didn't rush, didn't push too hard. Day by day, she rebuilt the strength and trust in her own body. And just 3 weeks later, she got down on the floor beside her grandson, calmly, confidently, and without help. That moment, she said, felt like getting a piece of my youth back. If you can still get down to the floor and rise again without support, type 4 in the comments. That's not just impressive, it's rare. It means your body still remembers how to move as one. You haven't given into fear or stiffness. You've kept something sacred alive, your ability to meet life at ground level and rise from it on your own terms. And that's a powerful sign that you're not just aging, you're thriving. Sign 5, carry groceries with ease. You can still carry a full bag of groceries without struggling. Now that may not sound like a grand achievement, but if you've ever had to stop halfway up the steps or shift a bag from one arm to the other just to manage the weight, you know how quickly the little things start to mean everything. This simple act, carrying something from the car to the kitchen, is more than just convenient. It's a powerful sign that your body still moves with coordination, strength, and control. It means your arms, your back, your grip, and even your lungs are still in harmony. And that is no small thing after 80. Over time, it's natural for muscle mass to decline, especially in the upper body. Lifting gets harder. Endurance fades. But when you can still grab a bag, hoist it confidently, and walk it inside without wincing or needing a rest, it means you haven't given up your strength. You've protected it, you've nourished it, and that shows. Let me tell you about Arthur, 81. He always took pride in making just one trip from the car to the front door. Both hands full, no fuss. But then last spring, something shifted. The bag felt heavier than usual. He had to stop halfway and lean against the porch rail to catch his breath. That shook me, he said, but instead of resigning himself to decline, he got curious. He started small, light weightlifting with soup cans, squeezing a rubber ball during TV commercials, and doing standing calf raises by the sink. It wasn't fancy, but it was consistent. Within a month, the grocery bag felt lighter, not because it was, but because he was stronger. Carrying groceries may not seem like a milestone, but it is. It activates your core works, your legs, tests your grip, and challenges your breath. And if you're still doing it without strain, you're not just staying strong, you're staying self-sufficient. That's a kind of freedom no one sees until it starts to slip. So here's your quiet test. Can you carry a full bag of groceries across the parking lot or up your steps without pausing, huffing, or switching arms? If you can, comment 5 below. That kind of strength may go unnoticed by others, but it's a beautiful sign that you're aging on your own terms, with power, with grace, and with purpose. Sign 6, climb stairs without stopping. You can still climb a flight of stairs without stopping. That might sound ordinary, something you've done your whole life without thinking twice. But after 80, it becomes something quietly extraordinary. Stairs are honest, they don't flatter or deceive. They ask your heart, lungs, legs, balance, and breathing to work together in perfect rhythm. And if you can still make it up a full flight without pausing, without gasping for air or reaching for the railing, then you're not just moving, you're thriving. Each step upward is more than a physical action. It's a conversation between your body and gravity. And if you can still climb with steady breath and sure footing, that means your cardiovascular system, your muscles, and your coordination are aging in harmony. It's one of the clearest signs that your body hasn't forgotten how to work as one. Let me share the story of Helen, 82. 2 years ago, she had a minor fall on her front porch. Nothing broken, but the memory lingered. Since then, she avoided stairs whenever possible. Elevators became her comfort zone. But on a visit to her son's home last Thanksgiving, she was met with an unexpected challenge. The only bathroom was upstairs. Climbing those steps, she had to stop halfway, heart pounding. Breath short, she didn't say a word, but inside something shifted. That night, she made a quiet promise to herself this would not be the moment that defined her. The next day, she started small, just a few steps, one landing at a time, using the railing for balance. She added gentle leg lifts and breathing exercises to her mornings. Within a month, she could go up a full flight again, slow but steady. The best part, she no longer hesitated when the stairs appeared. Her body followed and her spirit rose with it. Doctors often use stair climbing as a quick and telling check of your heart and lung health. If you can go up 10 to 12 steps without needing to stop, your heart is still pumping with purpose. Your lungs are delivering oxygen efficiently and your body is still built for effort. So if you can climb a full flight of stairs without feeling winded or needing to pause, type 6 in the comments. Because that simple act isn't just about movement. It's a quiet victory, a reminder that you're still filled with energy, still powered by resilience, and still walking, step by step, with strength. Sign 7, recall conversations clearly. You can still remember recent conversations and events with clarity. In a world that often assumes forgetfulness is the inevitable cost of growing older, your sharp memory stands as a quiet act of defiance. Being able to recall what you had for dinner last night, a story your neighbor told you last week, or the details of a phone call with your granddaughter, these are more than just moments of mental clarity. They're signs that your brain is still thriving, still active, still alive with energy and engagement. Memory isn't just about recalling names and dates. It's about the health of your entire cognitive system, your circulation, your neurons, your ability to focus, and your emotional presence. When you remember recent details, it means your mind is not only awake, it's deeply connected to the world around you. That's not just aging well, that's aging with purpose. Let me introduce you to Martin, age 84. He's the kind of person who remembers your dog's name, your favorite dessert, and the last thing you were worried about, even if you only mentioned it in passing. "It's not because I have a great memory," he once said, smiling. "It's because I pay attention, I care." But the truth is, Martin does more than that. He reads every morning, he solves crossword puzzles during lunch, and in the evenings, he calls his old college friends just to chat about books, politics, or how the world's changed. His curiosity never retired, and neither did his brain. That's the secret. Memory is like a garden. It grows when it's watered with interest, conversation, reading, writing, laughter, and a little challenge now and then. The more you use it, the more it flourishes. Puzzles, card games, learning something new, even sharing stories with someone you love. These are all ways to keep those cognitive pathways bright and alive. So if you can still recall what someone told you earlier this week, or find yourself remembering a conversation from yesterday in perfect detail, don't brush that off. Type 7 in the comments, because that mental clarity is a quiet superpower. It's a signal that you're not just aging, you're still present, still sharp, and still very much here in every sense of the word. Sign 8, wake up feeling refreshed. You still wake up feeling refreshed, steady, and ready for the day ahead. That might sound simple, but after 80, it's a quiet miracle, because sleep doesn't stay the same as we age. It changes, it grows lighter, more fragile. But when you open your eyes in the morning with a clear mind and calm energy, your body is whispering something powerful. I'm still healing, I'm still strong. You see, sleep is not just rest, it's repair. It's when your cells rebuild, your immune system strengthens, and your brain quietly tidies up the memories and emotions from the day before. Waking up tired, groggy, or unrested can be a sign that something inside isn't recovering the way it should. But waking up naturally without the need for an alarm or a nap by mid-morning, that's a sign of deep wellness. Let me tell you about Gloria, 86. A year ago, she found herself needing 2 naps a day and still waking up foggy. Her doctor ran every test imaginable, nothing serious came up. But Gloria didn't feel like herself. Then she made a few gentle changes. She stopped watching TV after dinner. She switched to warm tea instead of wine. She turned down the lights an hour before bed and opened the curtains as soon as the sun rose. Within 2 weeks, something shifted. Her mornings felt easier. Her thoughts felt clearer. She didn't need more pills. She needed rhythm. That's the beauty of sleep. It teaches you to listen. If you fall asleep within 30 minutes, stay asleep most of the night, and wake up without the heaviness of fatigue, it means your hormones are still balanced. Your nervous system is at peace. Your brain and body are still in sync. That's not luck, that's resilience. So if most mornings you rise without needing to recover from the night, if your mind feels light and your steps feel steady, type 8 in the comments. Because that kind of sleep isn't just a comfort, it's a message. It means your body still knows how to rest, how to repair, and how to begin again with strength and quiet purpose. If you're still here with me, take a quiet breath. Because what we've just explored isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Each of these 8 signs is a mirror gently reflecting the strength you've carried, the battles you've overcome, and the life still pulsing through you. Many believe that after 80, the best has passed. But if you still move, remember, rise and reach. You are living proof that aging can also mean deepening, growing and awakening in new ways. And if some signs felt distant, let that be your starting line, not your finish. Because strength returns, balance can be rebuilt. Purpose waits patiently. The body listens when treated with care, and it responds if even one moment in this video made you feel seen, encouraged, or simply reminded you of your own worth. I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. We're just getting started. Type "still can" in the comments if you recognized a part of yourself today. You never know who might read your words and feel a spark of hope. Until next time, stay steady, stay open, and keep choosing life, one brave step at a time.